Let me tell you about an experiment. It is not one I made up. It happens in real life all the time, and the results are always the same. And once you understand what it reveals, you will understand the single, deepest truth about money that exists. Here is the experiment. Take a person with a broke mindset and hand them $1 million. Just give it to them, and then wait. Within a few years, sometimes within months, the money is gone. They are right back where they started, or worse. This is not a guess. It is exactly what happens to a shocking number of people who win the lottery. They get handed the dream, the fortune, the thing everyone says they want, and they lose all of it and end up no better off and often deeply in debt. Now run the experiment in reverse. Take a person with a wealthy mindset and strip them down to nothing. Take it all away. Leave them with zero. And then wait. And what happens, again and again, is that they build it back. Maybe not all the way, maybe it takes time, but they climb. Because they know how. The knowing did not disappear when the money did. So, sit with that for a second. The same amount of money, $1 million, in two different sets of hands, leads to two completely opposite destinies, which means the money was never the deciding factor. The money is not the variable. The mind is the variable. And this is the thing I have been building toward across every single one of these videos. We talked about saving your first $10,000. We talked about the force of compounding. We talked about the two engines of earning. We talked about flipping the credit card trap. All of it was tactics, the how. But underneath every one of those tactics is something deeper. Something that decides whether you will ever actually use them. And that something is how you see money. Your mindset, the lens you look through. Because rich people and broke people do not just have different bank accounts, they have different minds. They literally think about money in completely different ways. And those differences are the real root of everything. So today, in this final video of the series, I am going to show you that root. The handful of deep mindset shifts that separate the people who build wealth from the people who never do. And I am going to be honest with you. This might be the most important thing I ever tell you, because you can know every tactic in the world and still stay stuck forever if your mind is fighting against you the whole way. I am Sprout. I started as a single coin. And here is the part of my story I saved for the very end. The thing that made me grow was never luck. It was not even the money. It was that one day I learned to see money differently. That is the day everything changed. So let me give you that same sight. Let's grow. Shift number 1. And this is the foundation that everything else sits on. It is about whether you see money as scarce or abundant. The broke mindset sees money as scarce, fixed, finite. There is only so much of it. It is always running out, and getting it is mostly about luck or circumstances outside your control. In this mindset, money is something that happens to you. It comes in, it goes out, and you are just along for the ride, hoping there is enough. It creates a constant low feeling of fear and grasping. There is never enough, and there never will be. The wealthy mindset sees money completely differently. It sees money as something you can create, something abundant that flows toward value. In this mindset, money is not a fixed pie that you are fighting over a slice of. It is something that gets created whenever someone solves a problem or provides something valuable. And because you can always create more value, you can always create more money. There is no hard ceiling. Money is not something that happens to you. It is something you can make happen. Do you see how enormous that difference is? One person is bracing against a world where money is always slipping away. The other is looking at a world full of opportunities to create value, and therefore to create money. Same world, completely different eyes. And here is the thing. The abundant mindset is not just a nicer way to feel. It is more true. Remember from our earlier talk, earning has no ceiling. That is not a motivational slogan, it is a fact. The wealthy mindset simply sees that fact clearly, and the broke mindset is blind to it. Let me make it concrete. Two people both lose their job on the same day. The scarcity mind panics. It clutches whatever little is left. It freezes. It sees only the doors closing. And it often makes desperate, fearful decisions that make everything worse. The abundance mind feels that same fear too, of course, but underneath it, it thinks, okay, where is the next opportunity? What value can I create? Who has a problem I could solve? One person sees a world that is taking things away from them. The other sees a world full of problems that need solving, every single one of which is a chance to create value, and therefore, money. Now, to be clear, this is not about pretending money grows on trees or ignoring real hardship. The abundance mind is not naive. It just refuses to believe the lie that the pie is fixed and all the doors are closing. Because that belief, more than almost anything, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you are certain there is no opportunity out there, you stop looking for it. And if you stop looking, you stop finding it. Shift number 2, time. Specifically, how far ahead you think. The broke mindset thinks in the short term, in days, in this paycheck, in what feels good right now. When money comes in, the question is, what can I have today? Instant gratification rules. The future is foggy and far away, so the present wins every single time. The wealthy mindset thinks in the long term, in years, in decades. It is comfortable delaying gratification now in order to have something far bigger later. The wealthy mind looks at a dollar and does not see what it could buy today. It sees what it could become in 30 years. It plants trees whose shade it will not sit in for a very long time. And you already know exactly why this matters so much, because we spent a whole video on it. The force, compounding. The entire magic of growing wealth requires time and the patience to leave things alone and let them grow. So the short-term mind is locked out of the single most powerful force in all of money before it even begins. It cannot use compounding because compounding requires you to think past today, and the short-term mind simply cannot. The long-term mind, on the other hand, has the most powerful force in the universe quietly working for it the entire time. Same force. One mind can access it, the other cannot. Shift number 3. And this one is maybe the most practical of all. It is about what you do with money when you have it. Do you buy things that drain you or things that pay you? Let me give you 2 words, assets and liabilities. They sound like boring finance words, but the idea is simple, and it might be the most important money idea there is. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out. The broke mindset, when it gets a little money, buys liabilities. It buys things, stuff, the nicer car, the gadgets, the stuff that looks good. And every one of those things either just sits there, losing value, or actively costs money to keep. Money flows out. The broke mind spends its money on things that drain it. The wealthy mindset does something different, and it feels almost backwards at first. When it gets money, it buys assets first. Things that put money back into its pocket. Investments, pieces of businesses, the kinds of things that earn, that grow, that pay you. And then, only then, once those assets are throwing off money of their own, the wealthy mind uses that income, the money the assets created, to buy the nice things. Do you see the order? The broke mind buys luxuries with its own sweat. The wealthy mind buys assets first and then buys luxuries with the money those assets produce, while the assets themselves keep growing. One person works for money. The other builds things so that money works for them. That single reordering, assets first, luxuries from the income, is the whole game. Let me make this painfully concrete because it is so useful. A brand new financed car? That is a liability. It costs money to buy. It costs money to insure and fuel and fix, and it loses value every single day you own it. Money flows out constantly. Designer clothes you cannot really afford, bought to look successful? Liability. The latest gadget you will replace in a year? Liability. Now flip it. A piece of an index fund that grows and pays you over time? That is an asset. A skill you paid to learn that lets you earn more? Asset. A small side income that brings money in? Asset. And here is the test you can run on any purchase for the rest of your life. Just ask one question. After I buy this, will it put money into my pocket or take money out of it? That one question, asked honestly before you spend, will quietly reshape your entire financial life. The broke mind never asks it. The wealthy mind asks it about almost everything. And the answers, added up over a lifetime, are the entire difference between the two. Shift number 4, responsibility. Whose fault is your financial situation? I have to be gentle here because this one stings, but it is too important to skip. The broke mindset tends toward a victim story. My situation is because of the economy, because of my boss, because of where I was born, what I was or was not given, what was done to me. And here is the painful, complicated truth. Often, a lot of that is real. Life is genuinely unfair. People start in wildly different places through no fault of their own. I am not going to pretend otherwise, ever. But here is the trap inside the victim story, even when it is true. If the cause of your situation is entirely outside of you, then so is the solution. If other people and circumstances control your money, then you are powerless, and there is nothing you can do but wait and hope. The victim story, even when it is accurate about the past, leaves you helpless about the future. The wealthy mindset takes ownership, not because the unfairness is not real, but because ownership is the only thing that gives you any power. It says, okay, this is my situation, fair or not, and now, what can I do about it? What is the next move that is actually in my control? The moment you take ownership, you stop being a passenger and you grab the wheel. You might have started in a worse spot. The road might be harder for you. All of that can be true. But ownership says, it is still my road, and I am the one driving now. Remember way back in the very first video, I told you that getting your first $10,000 is the moment money stops happening to you and you start controlling it. This is that exact shift, but for your whole mind, from passenger to driver. Let me show you the difference in action, because it is subtle, but it is everything. Two people get the same unfair pay cut at work. The victim mind says, "This is wrong, this is unfair, look what they did to me." And then it stops there, stuck in the anger, waiting for someone else to come fix it. And the anger is justified, it really was unfair. But the anger, all by itself, does not change a single thing about tomorrow. The ownership mind feels that exact same anger. and then takes one more step. It asks, okay, this happened, it was not fair, and now, what is in my control? Maybe it is building a skill to become more valuable. Maybe it is quietly looking for a better paying role. Maybe it is starting that side income we talked about. Same unfair event, same justified anger. But one mind ends at the anger, and the other uses the anger as fuel to grab the wheel. The unfairness is real for both of them. Only one of them does something with it. Shift number 5, the last one. And it is the one that ties this entire channel together. It is about whether money is a scary, shameful taboo or a learnable skill. The broke mindset treats money as something stressful, something to avoid thinking about. It is uncomfortable. It brings up fear and shame, so the mind flinches away from it. Don't look at the bank account. Don't open the bill. Don't think about the future. It is too scary. Money becomes this dark, anxious cloud that you cope with by not looking. And of course, you cannot get good at something you refuse to look at. The wealthy mindset treats money as a skill. Just a skill, like cooking or driving or anything else. Something that nobody is born knowing, that anyone can learn, that you get better at with study and practice. The wealthy mind is curious about money instead of afraid of it. It reads, it learns, it asks questions, it studies how the game works. And because money is a skill, and skills can be learned, the wealthy mind knows that being bad with money is not a life sentence. It is just a starting point, a skill you have not built yet. And here is the beautiful part. If you have watched these 5 videos, you are already doing exactly this. You are treating money as a skill. You are studying the game. You are looking directly at the thing most people flinch away from, which means you have already made the most important mindset shift of them all, maybe without even realizing it. Now, you might be wondering, if these mindsets are so powerful, where do they even come from? And the answer matters because it is also the key to changing them. The truth is, almost nobody chooses their money mindset on purpose. You absorbed yours. As a kid, you watched how the adults around you treated money. You heard what they said about rich people, about whether there was ever enough, about whether money was good or evil, safe or scary. You soaked all of it up before you were old enough to question any of it. And then you carried it into adulthood as if it were simply the truth, as if it were just how money works, rather than a set of beliefs you happened to inherit from a few specific people. So, if your money mindset leans toward the broke side, that is not some deep flaw in you. It is just a program that someone else installed a long time ago, when you were too young to say no. And here is the liberating part. Anything that was programmed can be reprogrammed. You are not stuck with the beliefs you inherited. You can examine them in the cold light of day, keep the ones that serve you, and rewrite the ones that don't. And there is one more piece of this you have to know, because it is quietly shaping you every single day, right now. Your mindset is not just inherited from your childhood. It is constantly being pulled toward the average of the people you spend the most time with today. If everyone around you sees money as scarce, complains about the rich, lives only for the moment, and treats getting ahead as impossible, that worldview seeps into you, a little more every day, no matter how strong you think you are. We are deeply social creatures, and our minds drift toward the group. Now, I am not telling you to abandon your friends or to look down on anyone ever. Please do not do that. But I am telling you to be intentional about what you feed your mind. Seek out the abundance mindset wherever you can find it, in books, in videos, in people who think bigger, in voices that treat money as a skill instead of a curse. You get to choose some of the inputs, and over time, the inputs you choose quietly become the mind you have. You are choosing one right now, just by being here. Now, let me give you the twist. The thing I most want you to walk away believing. Here it is. You cannot out-earn a broke mindset, and you cannot stay broke with a wealthy one. Think about the lottery winners again. They out-earned everyone on Earth for one day. $1 million, 10 million, more. And it did not save them because their mindset was still broke. And a broke mindset will find a way back to broke no matter how much money you pour into it. The money poured in, and the mind poured it right back out. And think about the stripped-down wealthy person climbing back from zero. No money at all, and yet you almost cannot stop them, because the mind that built it once will build it again. The mind comes first, always. The money is just what follows, which means, and this is the whole point of everything, the most important investment you will ever make is not in stocks. It is not in real estate. It is not even in your skills. It is in how you see money. Because the mind is the seed, and everything else, all of it, grows from there. Get the seed right, and the tactics finally work. Get the seed wrong, and no amount of tactics can save you. We spent 4 videos on the how, but the how only ever works on top of the right why. So let me give you your move. And it is simpler than any I have given you, but maybe the hardest. Pick one of these 5 shifts. Just one. The one that hit you hardest. The one where you recognized yourself in the broke side of it. And this week, start catching yourself in the old pattern. When you feel money is scarce and slipping away, pause and remind yourself, I can create value, and therefore I can create more. When you want something right now, pause and ask, what could this become later? When you are about to buy something, pause and ask, is this an asset or a liability? Does this drain me or pay me? When you start to feel like a helpless victim of your situation, pause and ask, fair or not, what is the one move that is in my control? And when money feels scary and you want to look away, pause and look anyway, because you are building a skill and you are getting better every time you look. You do not flip your whole mind overnight. You flip it one caught moment at a time. One pause, one choice to see differently. That is how the seed slowly changes. And as the seed changes, so does everything that grows from it. Let me bring this whole journey home. When you started this series, you probably thought the goal was to fix your money, to learn the tactics, get the steps, do the things. And we did all of that. But here, at the end, I hope you can see the deeper truth. The real work was never about the money at all. It was about upgrading the mind that the money grows from. The bank account is just the fruit. The mindset is the root. And you do not grow better fruit by polishing the fruit. You grow it by tending the root. I told you at the very beginning that I started as a single coin. And I told you just now that what made me grow was not luck, and was not even the money. It was learning to see money differently. To see it as abundant instead of scarce, to think in decades instead of days, to buy things that pay me instead of things that drain me, to grab the wheel instead of riding as a passenger, and to treat the whole thing as a skill I could learn instead of a fear I had to hide from. That is the soil a forest grows from. And you have been planting that exact soil this entire time in your own mind, whether you knew it or not. And I want to say something to you directly, because I think you need to hear it. If you have made it through all 5 of these videos, if you have sat through the boring math and the hard truths, and the mindset shifts that stung a little, then you are already not the same person who clicked on the very first one. Most people will never do what you just did. Most people will keep flinching away from money their whole lives. They will keep living only for today, keep buying things that drain them, keep believing the game is rigged against them, and there is nothing they can do about it. You chose to look instead. You chose to learn. And that choice, that simple, quiet choice to face it and study it instead of hiding from it, is the exact thing that separates the people who eventually break through from the people who never do. You have already crossed a line that most people never cross in their entire lives. Everything from here is just building on a foundation you have already begun to pour. So this is not really the end. It is the beginning. You have the mindset now. You have the root. From here, everything else is just learning the specific skills, one at a time, and watering them with patience. And we are going to do exactly that, together, in every video from here on. Speaking of which, I have promised you something twice now, and it is finally time to deliver it. I keep telling you to invest, to buy assets, to put your money into the market and let the force grow it. But how? How does a normal person with no special knowledge actually do that, without it feeling like gambling, without picking the wrong thing, without needing to be some kind of genius? In the next video, I am going to give you the answer. And it is going to surprise you, because the single best way for an ordinary person to invest is so simple that a child could understand it. And it quietly beats almost all of the expensive, suited-up professionals who do this for a living. It is called an index fund. And once you understand it, the entire scary world of investing suddenly becomes simple. I am Sprout. You just planted the most important seed of all. I will see you in the next one.